Heyo! Welcome to the 8th episode of the It's Stuck with Nasty podcast. Once again, appreciate you all for stopping out this week in the broadcast and checking out the podcast every Monday. You are the best, and I am thankful for you. If you're an American listening to this, you'll probably be digging deep into that dresser drawer for those elastic waistband pants because you'll be celebrating Thanksgiving this week. It's a time to be with your loved ones, eat too much food, and converse. My favorite thing about Thanksgiving is that there are no gifts that need to be exchanged. There's no pressures about getting something right or just the right gift for someone that's super picky, you know? Just bring yourself and some food. I feel like food brings people together better than gifts anyways. Thanksgiving is the ultimate food holiday, in my opinion. And I'm grateful for that because I love food. And being as healthy as I can most of the time, Thanksgiving is kind of that time of year where I'm like, you know what? I am gonna have a 5th piece of pie. This is the week when most will start posting online about what they are grateful for or what they're thankful for. This is not a bad thing, but this kind of appreciation seems to go by the wayside for the remaining 51 years. For 51 years, we are not grateful. No, for the remaining 51 weeks of the year. Most of us live in this world of abundance. You know, we have way more than we need. And sometimes when we have all this extra, you know, it's tough sometimes to be thankful for some of the things we have. Sometimes you just have so much stuff that it's hard to pinpoint or stop for a second and really take a look at those things and realize how much they mean to you or don't mean to you. You know, that'd be a great thing as well to stop saying, oh, I don't need this. Get it out of your life. Anyways. So we'll go over a couple of things that I like to do, you know, to push that gratefulness or that thankfulness, you know, in oneself. And there's a couple other things I found online that, you know, other people use that works for them. So I'm going to just throw a few tips out there and then maybe we can push us all to be more grateful and thankful this holiday season. And then also beyond that for the rest of the year and every year for the rest of time. Now, I'm not a master at giving thanks and being grateful. You know, it's something that I really have to try at and practice at doing. But really what I like to do is, you know, little things or set aside times when I do this. So, okay, so every day that I go to work now, my goal is to think of 5 to 10 things on my drive to work that I am grateful for. Simple as that. Like maybe if you're rolling out of bed, you can think of like 1 or 2 or 3 things that you're thankful for. Or whatever. These little times, they're basically like, you know, almost like mini meditations where you're just sitting there with yourself and thinking internally about what things mean to you, you know? So really that's mainly what I do is that trick in the car. And then the other times I think of things that I'm grateful for or thankful for. When I get kind of upset or like, you know, if I'm getting a little hot-headed and I need to cool down, you know, the best thing I can do is just take a second, take a breath, and think about things that I'm thankful for. And, you know, thinking about those things that are important to me will tend to put me in a better mood and it will get me out of that little funk that I get into. So that's really what I try to do. I've also found that when you're thinking of, you know, what you're grateful for or what you're thankful for, like drilling it down into like a more detailed answer basically makes it feel more real, if you will. So instead of just saying, I'm thankful for my dog, you know, you'd be saying something more like, I'm thankful for the energy and excitement my dog shows and displays when I walk through that door every day. You're more or less trying to tie more emotions to these things. So instead of just being a thing that you're thinking about in your mind, it's, you know, a noun, a pronoun, you know, one of those things. No, it's a feeling that you feel and think about when you think of that person or thing or what it does. So that's what really ties it, and those are the kind of things that can really well up your happiness. So give that a shot. Those are my tips, but I got a couple more that I found that I've seen multiple people talk about on podcasts and multiple posts and stuff online, so give these a shot also. So the first thing is appreciating the small stuff. You know, so you've heard sayings and stuff about, you know, think about the small things. It doesn't always have to be this huge, massive thing that you're grateful for, like this super important thing. It can be the small things too. Like you could appreciate the weather. Like I'm appreciating that the weather is clear today. Like simple as that. Or I'm appreciating that no birds shit on my car while I was at work. And yes, you could use curse words while you're trying to be grateful and thankful. There's no rules against it. Show me the book. Show it to me. But practicing gratitude on these small things, you know, these daily things that happen over and over and over every day, this will be that you developing that skill of being more grateful and thankful throughout your life. The next one is gratitude journals. You know, a lot of people actually write down what they're grateful for or their affirmations or whatever. You know, they'll actually write it down because pen on paper, you know, sometimes it makes it real, you know, instead of just thinking of something it's intangible, now that you're writing it down, it becomes this real thing. Now, I don't do the journaling thing because one, I hate writing anything, and it makes it feel like it's more homework instead of something that I just do and I'm one with myself with. So that's why I like doing it in my car on the way to work, because it's time that I'd be spent at just doing nothing or listening to music or whatever, but instead I'm practicing that gratefulness in my car doing that. But yes, if you like to write and all that stuff and writing things down, make it more real for you, do the journal thing. You know, do it every day or every other day or whatever. And then you can go back to those things and kind of recall what you wrote down in them. Maybe if you're having a tough time, crack that book open. It's like, wow, yeah, all right. I don't know why I'm so angry over this stuff. I'm like, look at all this goodness I have in my life. And speaking of hard times where you're looking back at things you're thankful for, that's really, you know, when your life challenges you, you know, it's those challenges that make you really appreciate the easier times. You know, if everything was always easy, it becomes difficult to be thankful for, you know, what you have because everything's always the same, you know. But when things are difficult and then the easy times come, then it's, you know, you're thankful for those times. So it's the same thing with that abundance of stuff that we have. When we start having too much stuff, it becomes easier to be less grateful for it because we just have the sheer amounts of crap that we have. You know, it's hard to be thankful for all that stuff. So here's a couple more easy ones real quick. So say thank you more often. Like that's easy enough, right? If someone does something for you, say thanks. You know, that's easy. Just overall kindness is really what you're looking for there. You know, use more positive language. You know, stop complaining about the world. Stop criticizing others or yourself. You know, try to keep yourself from doing that stuff. That's talking back like while we were talking about negativity and positivity the other week. You know, try not to compare yourself with others either. I mean, that goes back to like criticizing yourself. Obviously, if you're looking at someone else's life, you know, and hating on your own, then you're not going to be very grateful, are you? Or not being grateful of what you have. Another one, reflect on your day at night. So at the end of the day, look back at, you know, the things that happened in that day. Was there something in there that you were grateful for? I bet you there was plenty. Sometimes you just need to take a minute and think about those things. So yeah, that was some of the things that I have personally used and some things that I've seen others use. There's way more out there than what I've actually, you know, shared here, but I don't want to go on and on for hours because I'm thankful for you guys and grateful for you guys being here, and I don't want to waste any of your time. If you really want to get deep into this gratitude stuff, there's plenty of resources out there. There's books on the subject, all right? I'm sure there's even classes in school if you wanted to take it. If you want to go crazy. If you want to become a grateful guru. So 'tis the season to do so. I'm going to go ahead and spew the things that I am grateful for, just kind of off the top of my head here. So like things we take for granted. I'm thankful and grateful for clean water when I go to turn on that water spigot. Like turn on the water comes out, it's clean, it's drinkable, I can take a shower in it. It's an amazing thing. You know, sometimes we take that for granted for sure. Sticking with utilities, electricity, same thing. Climate control, heating and air conditioning. I'm thankful for having a job. You know, there's plenty of people out there that don't have jobs. I'm thankful for having a house and a bed to sleep in and a place to come home to every night. This is a thing that some people don't have, you know, living out of cars or living under bridges or homeless people. Like, we need to be grateful for these things when we have stuff like this, because there's plenty of people that are in way worse off situations than we are. I'm thankful for family and friends, so my wife, my parents, all my siblings, my nieces, my nephews, just all the family and all the friends. Thankful for them 100%. I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for having a good mind that can think about things. Sometimes it gets overwhelmed, but in general, my head's on straight. I'm thankful for having 2 arms and 2 working legs and being able to see. I'm thankful for waking up every morning. I'm thankful that the only, ailment that I have to deal with daily really is asthma. I mean, some people have it worse than I do. It'd be nice if I didn't have it, but it could be worse, so I'm thankful that that's all I have to deal with. And of course, I'm also thankful for the material convenience type things. I'm thankful for video games and my car and TV and internet, of course, and cell phones and cameras. Obviously, I'm thankful for these things. I could live without them, but I'm still thankful and grateful that they are part of my life because it just amplifies the good in it. Like, it just makes everything better. So all of those things, that's all the stuff that I'm grateful for, guys. I hope that you guys have a bunch more things you're grateful with, but right now we're gonna kick it over to the LWR and check out what happened last week. So this past week, again, we streamed 4 times. We had 4 live broadcasts. 2 were on Facebook, 2 were on Mixer. The 2 Facebook streams were pretty lackluster, and it seems to be trending that way lately. A couple people here and there will kind of pop in, hi, and then leave. It's one of those things. I feel like people get on Facebook to scroll. It's for like this instant gratification kind of thing. Like they're just hopping on there to kind of, kill some time. But then you pop into a live video where, it could be going on for 2, 3, 4 hours. And it's not one of those things that people tend to just, oh, I'm going to stop here and watch this video for 3 hours. That's not really how it is. So, but the Mixer streams, on the other hand, have been pretty good. So definitely had, some of my buddies and stuff hanging out in there, and then had some new people come and follow, which is great. I think we're at like 12 already on Mixer. I know it's small, but it's one of those things. So I really enjoy it over there. The people seem to really understand, but like I said, the people that are on Mixer are there to watch people streaming and broadcasting. The people that are on Facebook, who knows what they're there for? They're probably there for a funny cat video, or they got a notification and now they're scrolling, one of those kind of things. So the Mixer platform, I think, might end up being the future there. I'll still be on Facebook shooting some live videos and stuff. I just don't know how much longer. I'll probably give it 1 more week where I'm doing like half and half, and I'm gonna make a decision, because I want to go all in on something, and I don't want to be wasting my time on one platform if I feel like the other one's gonna be more beneficial or serve me better to move forward with. And last week's poll was when you read, which do you prefer, physical books or e-readers? I mean, I thought it'd be closer, but I mean, apparently people like that new book smell because everyone was going for the physical copy books. And when it comes for me, I cannot read an e-reader. I don't know if it's, the way the screen's lit. Maybe if I had one of like the paper white versions of like the Kindles or something, maybe that would help. But just having the physical book with the turning pages and no screens or whatever, that's what I like to read. And I feel like I get distracted when I'm looking at any kind of screen. I don't care if the screen's projecting a book or whatever. So physical books, that's what won this week. And then last week we also got a Nintendo Switch, and so far just Let's Go Pikachu. Probably get some other games in the future. So future streams of that inbound, which leads us to the plan for next week. So I am off this week, all week, for the Thanksgiving holiday, and don't have to go to work. So we're probably gonna have some streams Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, late on Thursday, maybe Friday, just as much as I can get in this week, since I'm off. Might as well get some work in. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, probably be playing Let's Go Pikachu over on Mixer, likely during the day. So if you guys want to come over there, definitely stop by mixer.com/itsthugwigNasty. Follow it up. Be awesome. I'll see if there's any other kind of graphics or whatever I want to feel like working on. Like, I feel like these past few weeks, all I've been doing is getting the getting my broadcasts in, doing the grind, getting the podcasts out, starting to get a good workflow in, and I don't have a lot of stuff on the docket. So, which is nice, you know, it's turning into something that's a lot easier to handle. So I can add some other things into the mix. But the poll for next week, coming up with it off the top of my head, since it is Thanksgiving next week, do you prefer turkey or like honey baked ham? Like, I know people aren't big turkey eaters, and I know some people not a big fan of the hams. But if you had to pick one meat for your Thanksgiving, would it be a honey baked ham or a turkey? All right, I think that it is it for this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. Definitely stop by the broadcast this week. Check me out on Twitter, Instagram. I'll let you know when I go live this week, and we'll have a good time. Come on, just follow it up. We'll do great. And if you have a Microsoft account, it's super easy to follow over on Mixer already. So if you have an Xbox, you know, just log on to Mixer there, search for It's Ugly Nasty, and drop that follow, man. Help me out. Let's get this thing rolling for sure. But yeah, until next week, guys, I hope you have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Have great foods. You know, take a bunch of naps. Enjoy those tryptophan-induced comas, and I will catch you next week. Have a great one, guys. Later.